The low in greenhouse 1 with the heater on low was 38. The high yesterday was 82. The sun came out for a short time. So it's 42 in greenhouse 1 right now. It's 67 in the window. The low last night was 24 degrees. It's warmed up. It's like 30 right now. It's frosty. Frosty start. I did try to work outside yesterday, and it was so cold. My feet got cold, so I broke out my warmest socks to put in my rain boots. Put on my feet in my rain boots, which is what I work in most of the time year round. I didn't have my white shelf to put the orchid on, so I hung it in my kitchen, but out of direct light. And then I have this orchid I brought home from Florida. I haven't seen it do anything. I think it's a white bloom. Anyway, it's different. So 2 orchids. This is the agaves that I planted from seed. I forgot I had this pot. There's 3 in there. One looked like it was going to die, but it's coming back. And the other one's just smaller. So it's a combination of succulents, cacti, and orchids. It is my favorite spot. I do love this spot. This is my 3-year-old olive tree that I got from the grocery store. I was looking at it like it was a small tree, you know, on the smallish side. And then I seen them at the grocery store where I bought it, and they were much smaller. So now I can tell the difference. New growth. And the tip of it up here doesn't look great. I might snip that because I'm going for a fatter trunk before I let it get taller. It's been cut back once. Late winter, early spring. I tried to propagate it with the cuttings, but the propagations didn't take. Yesterday I cut back my ginger. All the pieces that were looking really ratty I cut off. I cut all the leaves off my banana tree. It was necessary. The mice were getting in this one. Now it has netting around it. And I'm setting up more traps. Lemon tree. This one I started from a grocery store lemon seed. It's probably 6 years old. This is the red passion vine. This one is new this year. I lost my old one, but I do have a picture of my old one blooming. I have to redirect some of its growth. This passion flower is a blue star, which does bloom in the house and does well wintering in the house too. When all is said and done, I'm probably going to stick with maypops and the blue stars. They seem to do the best. That way I'm not replacing passion flowers every year. That's the way to go. Bromeliad looks better from top down, but I do have a picture of it. The succulent's new this year. It's not in good light. It's not in good viewing light. Let's see, that's a little better. Can catch some of the blue. This one's got one of my, what are they? I have to turn it around to get a good look at it. Agave that I planted from seed. Let's see, I can't turn that around right now. But there it is. It's one of the ones I seeded. There are some outside in the garden and some in greenhouse too. The seeds were taken from an outdoor garden, so I was guessing they could winter outdoors, and this is my first time trying it. Mandevillas. I have one that's wintered in the house several times, and then I have a new one that's wintered in the house, I think, once. After they've wintered in the house a couple times, they seem to do better. The thing I don't like about wintering mandevillas in the house is it takes so long for them to bloom after I put them back outside. I will get them in greenhouse 1, the heated greenhouse, as quickly as I can on the other side of the dark days of winter, as that'll help. Getting them in the sun as quickly as you can. My tropical hibiscus seedlings have not bloomed, but that's okay. They are doing well in the house, and they're also doing well in the overflow stairway garden. They don't have the same leaves. When you collect seeds from your tropical hibiscus, the seeds have different plants in their genetic line, so you just have to wait and see what you get. Wow, my mandevilla's blooming away over here on the lemon tree. It is one of my favorite flowers. I think they're real majestic, magical when they're blooming. I don't know, they always make me feel really good when I see that. Outdoor succulent basket did really, really well. They're in a better spot this winter, not right in the window. It gets too hot and too much direct sun right in the window, so it's a little bit away from the window this year. We have decided that succulents are definitely our favorite. I also like the bromeliads, air plant type things. So we have to get picky about what we use our space for because we don't have a lot. The space is very different from last year. I don't have my big white shelf in here because some of my plants are just getting too big for shelf. And I wasn't able to use this round plant stand last year because it didn't fit. So this year I made this the center and worked around it. In the window, the passion flowers on this side are both maypops, slightly different colorations, pink and purple. And then this blue star is the one I've had for a really long time, which is why I'm going to stick with the blue stars, because they just do well year after year after year. It's not blooming a lot because it's reached the end of its age, so I'm thankful I have a propagation. When I have to take these out and put them back out, you could tell they're growing all over the place, so I have to really cut them back to get them out of whatever space they're in, and that's what I'll use for propagations. They propagate well in water in a north-facing window. Or not north, east. East-facing window. I think that north might work if that's all you have, but the morning light, that's what they liked. My turmeric It's still kicking, still putting on new growth. It got a trim. It is been leafing for 8 months now. 10 months is when they bloom. That's the darkest part of winter, so I don't know. But it would be fun to have one bloom, or it would be fun to get them blooming. That came up in March. It came in the house a few weeks ago, a month ago. It was in the greenhouse. Tropicana. I have a Tropicana blooming in the overflow. Too tall to bring it in, too big. This was blooming yesterday. Tropical hibiscus. This tropical lily, I debated on whether keeping it or not because it is quite a large plant in the wild. I got the seed from Florida while on vacation. I have 2 of them. One's in the overflow. My air plants are in the tree, in the trunk. I would love it if they rooted in. I lost some in windstorms last year outside, so I didn't put them outside this year with the tree. But that is my favorite way to have my air plants, because that's how they grow in the wild. I have a very old video of me in southern Florida finding air plants in the wild. Rick got a little tired of it. I was laser focused on it. And he did help me out, and that video is still getting views. And I think it was 3 years ago I did that one. So it's quite old. Thai palms. I separated them on the deck during the summer. I lost one. There was 3 in the pot. They're doing all right. They need to be fertilized and in more sun, I believe, to do better. Sweet potato. I took them out of greenhouse too. They were left over from when I harvested. And I have 1 in the kitchen. So this is part of the overflow. And these little spider plants I took out of the garden when I was cleaning up the last time. They have to come in. I don't have any space inside for them. My smallest tropical hibiscus. I do share this space along with, all the other spaces. He's getting comfortable with me taking space. So look at that. So this is the stairway overflow. So Rick's not only getting comfortable, but he also hung me plant lights. Much better. I think he likes it, honestly. When it's done well, the energy that the plants give off makes you feel better. Cleans the air. In this situation here, this application, it's making this area not so humid. Takes the water out of the air. Celery. This sweet potato needs to be potted up and put in a really good spot because it was growing sweet potatoes.